just get a few things hammered out here, and I'll begin the gameplay. Let's see, let me just refresh something. I still need to share a link with somebody, so it might take just a second. One more second or two before the stream actually starts. Yada yada. Alright. Here we go. Just have to send this out if it works. Alright. Sent that. And let's begin. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I am your host Feras, and today I'm going to be showing you something I've developed quite a bit of a fondness for. So it's Mechwarrior 5's Mercenaries. Came out a good couple of years ago, I think 2019 or so. But it's still, you know, being supported live, all of that fun and jazz. So here we go.
In 2108, humanity began colonizing the stars. Their reach would eventually span a vast region of space known as the Inner Sphere. During its golden age, under the governance of the Star League, the Inner Sphere experienced unprecedented peace, prosperity, and technological advancement. But with a great rise comes a great fall. Beset by greed and mistrust, humanity splintered. The Star League crumbled. Technological advancement slowed. The great houses,
Also, if there are any audio issues, please let me know. If I need to make the game louder, me louder, or if I need to pop any audio filters on my microphone, just
amidst this chaos,
keep me abreast.
Mercenaries became the proxy forces for the great houses. Numerous battlefields sprung up across the Inner Sphere, dominated by hulking war machines known as battle mechs. The year is now 3015, and these steel behemoths have become the tools of the mercenaries' trade. It's a lucrative time, yet one beset with perils of all kinds. Only the most skilled and brave among them will rise to become legend.
I do think they could have gone into a little bit more detail about the overall world state. I understand that it's not a, you know, they don't give you nothing to go off of, but, you know, if you're coming into the series new like I am, there's a lot you need to learn and read about to pick stuff up. Cavalier Base, DeBerry Prime, 3012. So we're starting the game off as one Mason, the son of one Nick, who is the head of a mercenary company.
Captain Mason, please report to the hangar for testing. The Centurion is waiting for you.
Alright. The Centurion waiting for us. Just have to wait for that to turn on, and I do feel like I could probably make my audio a little bit louder, so I'll go ahead and do that.
Get to the Centurion at the far end of the hangar and we'll get started.
Alright, there we go, back to that. And here we go. Great big mech that thing is. The animations and models for the humans are a little bit rudimentary. I mean, his face doesn't look too bad, but when you encounter talking characters, it does sort of show, you know, this game's called Mechwarrior, not Person Warrior. I've never noticed this guy before. He does not look forklift certified. Also, this looks like a pretty, uncertifiable forklift. So I see they're I guess building some gantry to service more mechs in here. And this is my mech. The Centurion. I'm not sure which mark of Centurion it is, but it is a Centurion. Got, I think, a AC-10 in the hand. That's a decently punchy autocannon. High caliber.
Son. Fahad wants us to run the Centurion through its paces to see how it does.
So we're gonna be running the tutorial.
He spent months getting it operational again after we recovered it from that ruined factory on Ramen 2.
What a bloody shithole that place was. Hopefully nothing explodes during the test, mate. I'm pretty confident you won't need to eject. No promises though, eh?
He's joking, I think. Go on and power her up.
Press P to power up the mech. Let's admire the cockpit. It's pretty nice. Lots of buttons, gauges, switches. Got your throttle and your hands-on joystick. I do appreciate the fact that we have some overhead displays as well.
Good. Fahad?
Yeah, bringing up the systems now. Okay, armor and structure display up. Weapon systems up. Tactical display up. Everything looks good to go.
Everything looks great.
Keep in mind there's parts on that mech that are at least 200 years old. So ease it forward slowly and we'll see how it goes. And
Yeah.
don't forget to hit the brake once you're clear of that
And
hangar.
the mech being 200 years old is not that unusual, not that odd, considering that there have been ongoing conflicts involving mechs for, hundreds and hundreds of years at this point.
Look at her go, eh? That's my girl. She's a beauty, ain't she?
Practice walking forward and braking.
Certainly is. Okay, engage reverse throttle and navigate into the waypoint I've set up. Use your tactical display to see where you're going.
So, press S to reverse.
Nice work. Now revert to your drone cam.
Drone cam, I'm gonna press V for
Let's
that.
go ahead and do a left-right
Get a nice
rotation
little
test.
third-person view.
Okay, now let's make sure the torso is working properly. Try looking around in all directions. Good. As
Yep,
you can see,
torso
the
looks like it's
torso
working
rotates
properly as
independently
well.
from the legs. Your direction of movement, therefore, may differ from the direction you're actually looking. If you check your tack screen, you can see your current leg orientation is represented by the dotted line, and your torso orientation is represented by the cone.
That's the screen at the bottom.
Looking good. The mobility course is next. Show me how fast you can get through those turns while still hitting each of the waypoints.
And so our torso rotates independently of the rest of the body. This is important to note because there is no sort of side slipping or strafing in this game.
Nice work. The Centurion was made to have a good balance between speed and firepower. All we have to do now is find out if the weapon systems work.
Do
Oi,
love the
what do you
hunchback.
mean if the weapons work? You know how long I've spent stripping each one of those components and putting them back together
Yeah, that
again?
poppin's a little
They'll
odd.
bloody well work, mate.
You heard the man. Let's go shoot some stuff. Follow me. You know, back when I was your age, I once slammed the
Those
hunchback
are
I was
some pretty
piloting
weird
right into
visual
my instructor's
glitches.
javelin. Oh man, was he pissed.
Do keep in mind that the game is very heavily
Commander
modded.
Mason,
Yeah, go ahead, Rihanna.
thought you'd want to know that all repairs to the Leopard have been completed. We're now space-worthy and ready to take on our next contract. How's the kid faring?
Huh, he's a natural, just like his old man.
I see humility is still in short supply, as usual. Just don't break that mech. We need it in full working order.
this course down here to the target range, and then we'll get to see some of the weapon systems we get to play with.
Weapon systems are now online, gents. Be gentle, hey?
Always, my friend.
Nice little dilapidated town,
That's a lot of
or
bollocks, innit?
firing range we get to pop some shots off
I've
at.
mapped the autocannon to weapon group 1. You're free to fire whenever you're ready.
Alright, so autocannon, or AC-10, press 1 to fire that, or primary mouse button. As you can see, it's you know, relatively high damage, relatively high range, decent rate of fire.
Okay. Take note
Still
of your
punchy.
levels. Always remember to manage your reserves. You run out of shells in the middle of a firefight, it could be your last one. Lasers are mapped to weapon group 2. Fire them when ready.
Lasers are weapon group 2, and we fire both of those at the same time.
Alright, that's good enough. Those lasers generate significant heat. You can see the temperature readout next to your armor and structure display.
That's a big part of the gameplay, it's heat generation.
You overheat your mech during a firefight, and it could trigger a shutdown, so keep that in mind. Now for the fun stuff. Long-range missiles are set to weapon group 3. The target lock has been disabled for the moment, but never mind that.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and fire
almost
will.
every building you want to destroy, you absolutely can. Let's see, and mouse button 3 or key 3 activates my LRMs, or long-range missiles. As you can see here, we're going to try to hit that building.
Well, as you can see, LRMs don't track unless you have a target lock on something. Yep, they're as dumb as a post without it.
But yeah, you can
Well, let's
absolutely
try
destroy
targeting the
buildings
drone
at your
first,
behest.
And this time before you fire your LRMs.
And let's get a target lock on it.
Makes a hell of a difference having that target lock, doesn't it? Next step is to test moving and firing at the same time. I've set up a series of aerial targets for you. Move through the aerial combat
And
course
this is
as
just
quickly
going
as
to
you
be a
can
little
and
bit
shoot the drones
fire
down.
and shoot.
I'll meet up with you on the other side.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Keeping my eyes out for drones as we go.
Target acquired.
There's one high and behind us.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
So there is quite a bit of a, I would say, sort of mental workload to moving, firing, tracking targets, and checking your heat while also checking your ammunition reserves. There's a fair bit to do as far as the juggling of tasks. Part of the reason why I do find it so engaging, it is a, how would I say, operationally dense game, which I enjoy.
Target acquired.
I misled that.
Destroyed.
Well,
I
nice
think
shooting.
Amazon
Position by the barricade.
actually,
Okay, I've projected
if I had to,
3 mechs each with differing damage profiles.
could
should
you
see
be
them in
sure
the
they are
rear
Amazon
below.
drones
Target the
delivering your
first
recent
one on your left. You can
purchases?
zoom in on the target for a more
I would
accurate
say
shot
no,
if
because
you
my
need
recent
to.
purchases are going to be much,
Targeting
much
telemetry
larger
seems
in
to
the
be
terms,
working.
in the
Note
weight
center
class of
torso
several
on that
tons.
first mech. It's reading heavily damaged. Destroying the CT will destroy the mech no matter its relative condition. Go ahead and destroy the center torso.
So, destruction of the center torso of a mech will always result in a
See that
kill.
second mech? Both legs are heavily damaged. With one leg destroyed, mechs become easy targets. Both legs? It's over for them. Take take out both legs.
Yeah, and if you get both legs, you get a full mobility kill, essentially knocking it out of the fight.
The cockpit on that third mech is seriously damaged. It's a difficult shot to make, especially in the chaos of battle. But the fastest way to take out a mech is to eliminate the pilot. Go ahead and try shooting the cockpit.
And the cockpit is relatively difficult to hit.
There you go. Now we're almost done. The battle simulation I've set up for you is the last hurdle. Follow me. You're gonna go head-to-head with an urban mech. They're slow and poorly armored. Perfect for this particular test. Should be a piece of cake for a pilot like you.
While they are slow, they are, I actually would say, quite well armored considering their weight class of 35 tons. And yeah, this is just a training course, familiarization of yourself with the game mechanics. I'm starting this from a new save because I just installed a whole bunch of game mods that add significant level of granularity to the management and construction of the mechs themselves. Let's see, there's that Irby. He's taking a little bit of damage. I think, okay, he's got an AC-10, so he actually has the same weight class, or class of weapon that I'm using right now. If I'm peeking out from the right here, I actually have a slight advantage just because the weapon's on the right side. And I'm gonna try just going for a simple center torso kill. You can see here, time to kill on mechs can be pretty long sometimes, so I'm just gonna... Okay. Let me make sure I have my weapon group set. There we go. So I actually have the fists bound to a melee, or to a mouse button.
Nice work. I think we can call it a day. The Centurion seems fully fit.
Granularity. I'll show in a second when we get to one of the mech menus, but it adds a order of magnitude more in options and the customization of the internals of the mech. Engines, engine sizes, different types of actuators, the makeup of the skeleton itself, the makeup of the armor itself, all of these things modeled individually.
Small price to pay, I suppose, for having one of the best mechanics in the entire inner sphere.
I guess just granularity gives you more sort of nitty and gritty detail on the insides of the mechs. The year's 3015 in Deburi.
I'm at the rendezvous point, but our contact isn't here.
I will say I love this opening cinematic.
Crates at the last checkpoint were empty. Something's up if they're missing payments.
This is Commander Mason of Major Campbell. Make a note. Looks like someone is gonna need a lesson in paying their bills on time.
That's odd. What the hell?
Dropships coming in, fire bombs. Although the video quality itself is kind of low.
Need to take what we have and go. The fastest way is across the swamp. Captain, where are you going?
It's possible they left the cash at the last checkpoint in the city. Let's get the money and run, Commander.
This is reckless. We need to get back to base.
They're distracted with the invasion. We'll be in and out before they know we're here.
Let's hope it's not
That's
us
the
they're
Gregorian
after.
calendar. Actually.
I don't like this, son. This is a ghost town.
We're close. I can smell the seagulls.
There's nothing here.
Relax. We'll be be out of here in no time.
We're being tagged. Look out! Incoming airstrike!
Gosh, intro sequences like these have always been like some of the most, how do I say, just, they're really great at setting the tones, and the Mechwarrior games have always been pretty good about that.
I'm fine, Commander. Left arm is offline is all.
That was close. Return to base now.
I am not leaving you behind.
We were set up, and you're in no shape to fight. Meet me at the extraction point with the Leopard. Go! Now, Captain!
Damn it. On the move.
Commander, an enemy dropship is approaching your position. Move, now.
I've got eyes on. Identified. Hunchback and King Crab. Damn it. Brianna, any idea what these guys want?
I picked up some chatter about coordinates of some kind. That mean anything to you?
Coordinates? No, Brianna. Promise me you won't leave without Jake. Promise me.
Commander, I promise. Captain Mason, what's your status?
I've got a bug on my tail.
I just love how slow and chunky they are. It's got something of a visceral sense to it.
Get the bay doors open. Coming in hot.
Casualty count is rising rapidly. Hurry.
En route.
Commander Jake is on board. We're taking off.
We can't leave him here. We gotta get him support. Dad, we're coming.
I will say they are using incorrect sound effects in this cutscene.
I'm leaving you in command. You're going to do great things. I just know it.
That's the fusion core going critical in a much less, how I say, spectacular manner than I would expect
I'm
it
sorry,
to.
Captain. I have to get us out of here. Hold tight.
Gosh, that's such a fun intro sequence. It really is. 6 days since the attack.
Commander, sorry to wake you, but our sitrep has changed. Head to the bridge as soon as possible.
Head to the bridge. Check in with our little bonsai. And some of the worst clothing models I've ever seen. We got a sticky note with a smiley face, dropship diagrams, some undescript bottles, an ice cube tray next to some cans. They should not be next to each other. And then, I don't know, I really quite like this little illustration of the dropship that we're in. The leopard. And it is, remarkably, quite roomy.
Commander, good to see you up. I'm not much for sentimental. I don't know what's going to happen.
You kidding?
Yes, those.
Who
no,
in-
no, I,
So we're gonna skip through a whole bunch of sort of expositional dialogue. Basically, our dad's dead and we're working with one of his late contacts, or one of our late dad's contacts, to blah 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 blah, try to get out of system, but we need to do a couple of favors for him first before we can help him jump ship. We were ambushed by a mercenary company called the Black Suns, that's all we know. Yada yada yada, they're setting up a blockade of the system, and we have very little time before we can to escape the system before the blockade's in place.
Hey, mate. Figured you'd want an update on the Centurion.
Centurion's
Took a
beat up.
bloody beating back there,
He's
so
repairing
means
it.
you're gonna have
Gonna
to
be
get comfortable with the
expensive.
light mech
We have to
every
use the
3
light
months.
mech over there.
Yeah, anyway.
Alright, and then use this screen to commission the repairing of our mech. So, we're repairing the Centurion. We have 2 mil credits, and in 3 days we have a 75,000 credit payroll and maintenance. So, let's check the loadout. Our AC-10 is in still good repair, or decent enough. We can repair those medium lasers. Let's get into the details of it. We can repair pretty much everything, I think, actually. I do not have any other things. I don't have anything else that I would put in here at the moment. Actually, AC 10 ammo double, 2 tons. Does that take up 2 slots? So it's pretty much the same thing as having, I will say it's probably more efficient to have the, oh wait, no, that's double ammo on the market. I don't need to be spending anything yet before I have an income stream. My display keeps bugging out, so if I pause for a little bit, it's because my display's flickering a little bit. Alright. Now, is there anything I would want to change here? Oh, but yeah, the mod I was talking about opens up all of these slots down here and here to be toyed and messed with. It also changes the ways that weapons are actually modeled. They take up physical space on the technical diagram readout. Oh, right, it adds all of these. Let's see, we've got, yeah, engine cores, engine types, armor structure, etc. Let's see what we have on the market to work with. Really not a whole lot for us right here. Not like we need to be buying anything anyways. 2 slots of long-range missile ammo, 2 slots of AC-10 ammo, 2 medium lasers. This is pretty much how I would set it up anyways. So, cue that repair. We are currently in a conflict zone, so that repair takes 20% or 30% longer and 20% more costly. You can see here that tacks on to the total repair bill and the total repair time. You cannot, unfortunately, take out payday loans. I'm sure there is a mod for that, but I haven't seen any roadside ads for anything like that. And then let's check out the Javelin here. 4 medium lasers. That's not bad for a 30-ton mech with decent enough protection. Some jump jets. Let's see, how many jump jets do I have? I have 6 jump jets. Do I really need 4 jump jets? Delete those jump jets. I free up a ton. A ton of weight, and then I can add additional armor up to 1 ton. we don't have as high of a jump anymore, but we did gain 30 points of armor, which I would say is well worth it while still maintaining decent firepower. Alright. Then speak to our, I don't know, I would assume first officer on the bridge. Although rank, I'm not sure if it really means much because we are an independent military contractor.
Hey, Commander.
Received a transmission from Spears. And that was basically our dead dad's contact saying, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, get you out of system. So, access the home screen. Okay, I do not remember seeing the settings menu. I'm sure I will check on it later. But for now, I'll just say okay. Check to see if you have any other mods. Might be a slow operation. I don't think that was a slow operation. Let's see. So, view transmissions. Gonna drop us down, do your thing. Target's abandoned port. Raiders have been using it as a secret cache. So, we should be able to acquire material and money to complete the repairs on our Centurion. So, I guess in a way we are taking out a payday loan from somebody else's paycheck. So that this is just a screen explaining contracts and negotiation. This is a Diff 5 campaign mission. Potential payout of 250,000 C-bills. C-bills? C-bucks? And we have one negotiation point, which we are going to put into our C-bill payout, effectively doubling it. As we get a higher and higher reputation level, as you see in the top right here, we will have more and more points to negotiate with. As you build more positive relationships with employers, you gain negotiation points, and if you have negative relationships with them by taking contracts out against them, you actually lose negotiation points. Days till the refit's complete. That refit's complete, and now we are ready to launch the mission.
Attention. Prepare for battle act departure. Warning. Hangar doors open. Stand clear.
That's night vision, which I do not want to have active.
The power station is located on the other side of the ridge. You should be able to make your way through the pass undetected. That javelin you're piloting is lightly armed, Commander. But what it lacks in firepower and armor, it makes up in speed and mobility. I'm sure you wish the Centurion was repaired and ready to go. For this particular mission, though, the Javelin is the mech best suited for the job. And hey, it has jump jets. They could come in handy.
Jump jets do come in handy.
Well, can't blame a girl for trying.
But typically, I'll always trade jump jets for... Always trade jump jets away for additional armor and ammunition.
My guess, the Raiders will have turrets stationed around the perimeter.
What good are jump jets if you're not alive to use them? Or have the ammunition to deploy? Press B.
And you'll have a much easier time of it.
Target
Got
acquired.
it. Thanks.
Heads up, Commander. I'm detecting enemy units up ahead.
And in our weapon groups. So what I'm going to do here is I'm setting my fist weapons up for mouse button 4. Mouse button 1 will fire all of my lasers consecutively, and mouse button 2 will fire them sequentially, which is useful against lighter targets if you don't want to annihilate it outright and fire at more stuff instead. The mod did make the tanks a little bit beefier.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Jump jet fuel low.
I will say one of the most satisfying things you can do is rolling up to a tank and punching the turret off of it.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
I'm taking a fair bit more damage than I remember taking on my first run of this, unmodded, so I think it has been made
Target acquired.
a little bit more difficult, which is a good thing. Victory will be all the more rewarding. Then zigzag to try to avoid fire.
Target destroyed.
Pop that in one smooth motion. I almost make myself look good at the game.
There's a large chunk of ice blocking the path down
And
to the generator.
we're going to try
Jump jets to get over it.
to destroy that generator, which will hopefully depower the
Generator
turrets.
blown. The turret should be disabled now.
Looks like we've got a
Acquired.
VTOL aircraft inbound. Now they can be very dangerous because they're typically deployed in rather large swarms. On some of the larger maps, you can end up doing quite a bit of searching for enemies. I do think the walk cycle for this mech looks very goofy.
Okay, there's a geothermal power plant up
Just
ahead.
the sway of the arms looks kind of silly.
Buildings in and around the plant itself. I suspect that's where they're storing their loot.
Let's see, laser tank up there.
To smash and grab, Commander. Once you locate the storage crate, mark it for pickup, then move on to the next building.
Break into that building.
From my initial scan
And
of the
then
site,
steal
a
money
Mark
from
20
somebody
crate
else.
could be located. Look there first.
Roger that.
Good work. Marked for pickup.
And while we're here, let's destroy the rest of these power stations.
Backup generators running. Destroy them if you can.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Oh, there's something firing at me.
Target destroyed.
My armor is actually getting pretty torn up. Gotta be a bit more careful. Let's see if I can pop those generators without getting fired at by any nearby turrets.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And you actually do have a surprising amount of freedom and mobility and maneuvering.
Target destroyed.
Just pop all of those.
Good work, Commander. That's the last of their power generators.
Then use the rest of my jump jet fuel for a relatively soft landing.
Nearly there, Commander. Approach the hidden object to pick it up. Okay, got it. Keep looking.
see, and then
meet me at the exfiltration point.
go
If you
over
see
here.
anything worth blowing up on your way out, say a weapons depot or something, I won't object.
See, there's supposed to be a weapons depot somewhere. Do I see anything that looks like a weapons depot? Actually, you know, that might look like a weapons depot.
Target acquired.
But yeah, the ability to destroy terrain is actually remarkably robust.
Target acquired.
Or not ability, but the system of terrain and environment destruction is quite robust. So you can, yeah, really just smash through objects at will. I have a feeling that that square building, was it east of me? May be an ammunition depot that I am supposed to sabotage. Well, I'll be honest, this doesn't look much like a weapons depot at all. Goodness gracious. Okay, these things are a lot tankier.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target
Let's run
destroyed.
over him. Let's see. Alright, so probably this way. Yeah, I'm taking... Oh gosh, these things do so much more damage than I remember them doing my first go through. Not seeing any supply depots. Not seeing anything else on my map that looks like it could be a supply depot or a weapons depot. You absolutely can force your mech, your vehicle, to occupy the same space that the buildings occupy, yes.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Got another... Is it J. Edgar?
Target destroyed.
Oh, it looks like there was a weapons depot somewhere, but I wasn't paying attention to it. Oh, silly me.
Nice work, Commander. We were able to recover the materials we needed from that raider cache, and Fahad has already started the repairs. to the
And that
latest
wraps that up.
Mechwarrior. You've made him a very happy man.
So we're back to
Or
the
I doubt he'll
dropship.
admit it.
Yeah, we didn't destroy the weapons depot. Let's see, we get one medium laser, class 1, or tier 1, and then I guess we'll claim these two medium lasers. Not like we're going to install them on anything, but we will sell them. And I leveled up some skills. Alright, I've got to speak to our engineer. Blah blah blah. Quiet the hall. That'll help. Mechs will be fixed in no time, sure.
Good work with those raiders.
We up to me? Will I arrange that? Think you?
The mission is a straight up. Seems these raiders have been. I've upped it.
So we're going to protect some miners who are part of this guy's mining consortium. View transmissions. Accept. Imminent threat. That's a difficulty 5 mission. So I'm also going to commission a repair and maybe a refit on the... Or not a refit, just a repair. Yep, repairs are more expensive, but we cannot jump out of system to a industrial world. 500k euros seems like quite a bit for not much work. These are not euros. This isn't even a... Gosh, the currency is weird. Total funds, there's C-bills, basically there's a telecom company at the center of the human inhabited space who run all of the communication, or faster than light communication networks, and the currency is basically an NFT for bandwidth time. So that's 500,000 units of bandwidth time. While that's repairing, let's see if we can wait till the Javelin and the Centurions finished repairing and refit, and we take this contract. And, let's see, damage coverage covers up to 400,000 damages. I don't anticipate us having to, well, spend that much on repairs. Actually, if we're... that negotiated payout bonus should be better.
The weather's really kicking up, Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
Oh gosh, I have to use a javelin for this one still. Ugh. I'm not a fan of just how lightly armored it is, especially with how damage seems to have been scaled up in this mod, or the series of mods.
Hangar doors open. Stand clear.
Actually, to slightly maximize my damage output, I'm going to adjust group 2. So fire right torso. Let's see. Figure out what I want to do here. So fire the right torso laser. And the... doesn't matter too much. That should mean I'm doing damage, or basically bouncing the, yeah, there we go. Damage density's a little bit better.
Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty.
Let's see, these lasers have a max range of 540, optimal range of 270, and outside of that range there's very, very little I can do. So at VTOL, I can't even scratch him until I get to 570. And I'm not even doing full damage until I'm at my optimal range.
I think the raiders have set up some sort of jamming device nearby. I'll see if I can locate it.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
That SRM-20 carrier could actually be devastating to me. if he hits, because I've got pretty light armor. Yeah, that was a big hit. So I'm gonna actually have to be on top of things to not get toasted by these, what, tanks and VTOLs. Let's try not to land on the buildings of the settlement we're trying to protect. I think it's just faster to get close to those tanks and melee them. And let's try not to get too close to the VTOLs because we only have so much upwards traverse for our weapon systems. See, there's another tank behind us. And I hear another group of VTOLs, I think.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Yep, more VTOLs, more tanks. The settlement we're protecting still at 77 health, but that is dropping a little faster than I'm happy with.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And we're just gonna try to bunny hop to avoid fire. And that VTOL.
Target acquired.
Oh gosh, yeah, this thing is kind of unbalanced in the air. Try to jump to get a little bit more height.
Nice work. These civilians are safe for the moment. Unfortunately, it appears the raiders aren't done causing trouble just yet. They're headed for the company's main processing facility on the other side of the mountain. You need to get there and thwart that attack, Commander.
Alright, looks like we've got a... what, ore processing facility and liberate it from the pirates. Looks like something's jamming my, or messing with my sensors. Can see the wiggling on the screen and such. That means there's some sort of a EW, ECM, electronic warfare
The jamming device the raiders set up is at the top
type
of
of
this
deal.
pass, Commander. You're going to have to manage as best you can until you're able to take it out.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Take that out because it is messing with my range, or not range finding, just ability to hit stuff in general.
With that jamming device eliminated, your sensors should have cleared up.
Yeah, much better.
Your onboard radar should also be operational now. You'll be able to detect enemies at a significant distance. Just in time, too. That mining facility is getting hit hard, Commander.
Target destroyed.
Alright. And the processing facility looks like it's taking a bit of a beating too. Just use the jump jets to assist with the speed of my descent, and also not break my legs.
Target acquired.
There's the facility. Destroy those radar units.
Fuel low.
Roger that.
Jump.
You made it! We need your help. The raiders are trying to destroy our facility. It's all we have.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Just give that a friendly little tap.
Target destroyed.
As long as I'm airborne, I'm sure he'll have a pretty hard time hitting me. Or not.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Jump jet fuel low.
Alright.
Target
Take care of that
destroyed.
SRM
Target
carrier.
acquired.
I was really trying my hardest to land on top of him because that would have looked so cool.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
That was a pretty awful hit to take straight to the face.
Can't take much more damage and still remain operational. You need to eliminate the raider threat.
So I've got to really watch my armor here from now on. Try to take as little damage as possible.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
See, looks like there's... man, I'm doing a terrible job at keeping this place safe.
Target acquired. Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty. Target destroyed.
Enemy VTOLs inbound on your position, Commander.
Ah, shit.
Acquired.
That Igor is a piece of heavy
That
machinery
Igor
with
might
tons
just
of firepower.
flatline me
If
here.
left unchecked, it will do a lot of damage to the settlement. You should prioritize taking it out over the smaller enemies.
Acquired.
Did I lose my arms? No? Okay, they just weren't hitting stuff for some reason.
Target acquired.
Alright. And I'm just gonna try to stay at a safe range while I engage those.
Target acquired.
All of those are outside of my firing range.
Jump jet fuel low.
That should put me within striking distance of a few of them.
Acquired.
But I'm trying to play a little bit more conservatively now because I don't want to lose all that progress. A few graphical glitches here and there. I do not remember seeing those. Too close.
Target acquired.
That is hugely annoying.
Target
There we
destroyed.
go. As long as I keep the base health above 0, it's a mission success.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
There's one VTOL down. Igor's
Target acquired.
poses a genuinely significant threat with the autocannon it has.
Target destroyed.
It actually does a fair amount of damage. I'm gonna see if I can't try focusing the engine. Yeah, there we go.
Mining company happy. Prepare for exfil. I'm on my way.
$45,450,000 C bills and a reputation bump. Let's see. And I have 3 salvage shares that I can leverage for take the AC-5 rapid fire because I can sell that for a fair bit if I want to. Alright. Outstanding work. Mobile jamming tower down. Blah blah blah. You've saved a lot of lives today, Captain. I have to speak to my first officer again. Mech needs repairs. Engine's damaged. I can just fix that, right? Repair everything. Nothing else I can sort of tack on here. Yep. Alright, start work.
Commander,
Alright, and we have one more thing to do, I think. Centurion is ready. Alright, it's ready for use. And then take down. Decades ago, planet was the center of gold rush. Of course, it wasn't gold miners were after, but rhodium. It was a boom, then bust. So they just left a lot of their infrastructure behind, and we are going to try to kill some raiders and steal that infrastructure for ourselves. Check our contracts. Take down difficulty 5. Now, because we've gained or gone up a sort of relationship level with interstellar expeditions, and the fact that we've increased our reputation to 2, we now have 3 total negotiation points. Let me just give another second. Alright, so we'll take some damage coverage, and you know what? We'll take 2 salvage shares actually, so we can get some cool toys. Hopefully. This is a 50-ton mission, so we'll take the Centurion instead.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Alright.
These raiders were taking down or
Let's see, my weapon groups. Actually, I want my LRM to be on group 3, or to be on 4, my missiles on 4, fists on 3.
murderers and thieves, Commander. Don't show them any mercy.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Golly, those things are
That's it.
tanky.
Exactly. I got enemy contacts up ahead, Commander. They must have detected us on the way in.
I messed the lead on that up. That deleted those. Alright, base is there. Looks like it's pretty straightforward. Just hang a left. I also have the option to flush my coolant if my heat gets too high, but then cooling is reduced for the duration of the mission. And headlights. Yo, headlights. That's a cool quality of life feature. Oh gosh, that thing's got a PPC. That's terrifying. stay just ever so slightly out of range so I can actually use the missiles. And I'll have to be very ammo conscious. Unfortunately, we can't afford windshield wipers. I've already taken some light damage from those. Oosh. I hear more VTOLs. I hate these things. Let's see if leading the missiles helps at all. Well, that appears to have got it. Golly. These things take a lot more damage than I remember them taking.
Igor inbound, Commander. Keep an eye out above you.
That Igor could actually be a pain in the ass. Okay, thrust vectoring though, and those missiles are cracked. Let's see, what's my mid-range? 180, yeah. Oh, my heat's gotten quite high, but I winged it. Let's walk a little slower while we cool down. You see our heat gauge on the right bottom center of the screen. Got a little toasty there for a second. I think we may encounter our first enemy mechs. Either here, or I'm not sure. More VTOLs? Christ, why do they always have to spawn so close? Heat's gotten a little high there. I get a little warning if a coolant hose pops. Where the hell is... Seriously, where the hell did that come from? Blah. More frickin' VTOLs, man. Ugh. I guess I'll just start destroying the base willy-nilly.
There's the raid base. Eliminate all enemies and raze it to the ground, Commander.
Copy that.
All ground forces
And yeah, you can just sort of force yourself through buildings. So my objective here is just to destroy as much enemy real estate as I can. Okay, those VTOLs are getting a little annoying. Destroy that catwalk.
Excellent work, Commander. Now get to the extraction zone.
And I have made sure that the base is now under operational capacity. I hear more VTOLs up ahead. I hate that noise. It's outside of my gun targeting range, but too close for my missile targeting range. That is absurdly annoying. Fly in front of me, I dare you. Yeah. You know, I think David Copperfield would be a pretty good Mechwarrior. He's got that kind of, to put it politely, nutso energy I feel is required. And now I just have to navigate to that corner back there. "15 shells left in the AC-10.
Fast approaching your position. Very fast. When you
Alright.
see it, get a sensor lock on the target.
Copy that.
So I've got a mech to fight now.
Enemies will have a harder time hitting you if you keep your mech moving.
And of course I'm getting harassed by these shites. And I've only got 15 rounds left in the AC-10, which is not enough ammo I feel necessary to engage a, well, like an Urbi or an urban mech. Jesus Christ, it's staying right inside my minimum engagement distance. Very annoying.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Okay, what is that, a spider?
Target destroyed.
Spider's not too much of a pain to deal with, but with all of these...
Looks like these raiders somehow got their hands on a spider mech. It's fast, but lightly armored. Avoid letting it get behind you.
Alright, I've destroyed the armor on one of his legs. So I should be able to... What's that? If I get both legs. And now I can just close quarters and do that.
Extraction point, and I'll pick you up.
5 rounds left in the AC-10. And I don't think it's worth sticking around to try to finish killing those. I'm just gonna head straight to the exfil point. And there we go, first mech kill of the playthrough. I'm pretty clean. Melee kill on a spider light mech. And there's my dropship. pick up that PPC. It's a pretty good long-range weapon. Some AC-5 rapid fires. And the LRM. Oh? That's new. Okay, salvage. What's this doing for me? Some salvaged scrap of a destroyed battle mech. Fahad can assemble a random, damaged variant of the chassis from these parts. Requires 1 salvage per every 5 tons of mech. The Spider's a 30-ton mech, so it's going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 salvage parts. That's a cool addition. I'll pick those up. Actually, nah, it's still, right now, more worth picking all of these up. Because that total salvage value is 787,000, which eclipses the mission payout. Spider mech might be small, but it's fast. Excellent work taking it out. Blah, blah, blah. Speak to Fahad.
Hey there, Gov.
Blah, blah, blah. Oi there, Gov. I speak British. And it's not just the fun and destruction. I can see why you enjoy this so much. Looks like fun and destruction. And yeah, it's not just fun and destruction. It's... Gosh, look at this. They have the damage readout on the in-game displays. I love that. More details I love. Let's see, where's my clock? Yeah. The clock is tied to your system's clock. Again, not a hard detail, but a lot of games don't do it. And I really appreciate it. But, yeah, actually, let's repair that Centurion. Okay, wow, armor was, yeah, gone on a lot of these. Repair all. AC-10 isn't bad, but AC-5 would give me a lot more to work with. It's not about the energy, not also just about the enemies you vanquish along the way, but it's about the menus. All of the menus. So let's see. Remove the AC-10, put in an AC-5. That frees up a good couple of tons. Let's see. Where is my ammunition? Let's see. Do I not have an AC-5 ammo? Alright, well, never mind then. Back to the AC-10 it is. The 180 is lighter, has fewer heat sinks, lower max speed. And no point in swapping out the engine. And that's still being refitted.
Hi, Commander. Thanks, Saul.
Will do.
Alright, head to my office to establish a mercenary company because now, in order to legally escape system, we have to, you know, basically change our company name and company ID, blah 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 blah, so we can spoof our way out on a jump ship. So we get to decide a name and go with a portrait. Not so subtle Warhammer reference with the world eaters there. and a mercenary company name. This is obviously very important. This is a hard choice, and I am welcome to suggestions. Maybe... Oh, this is a hard one. I know what we'll do. We'll go with the butt hold irregulars. And there is a planet called Boot Hold. The butt hold irregulars. You know what? I'll go with that. Unfortunately, all suggestions came in after I pressed enter on the name, so we are now the Butte Hold Irregulars. Speak Turiana,
Okay,
blah blah,
Commander.
everything's
Everything
set
is
up.
for our the mining.
So,
We've split one. We're good for.
Alright, so now we just have to defend a mining outpost, I think. Last man standing. Alright. And travel to the system, where we will be defending a mining outpost again. And we've arrived at Brook Land. We have a difficulty 5 campaign mission. Take some damage coverage, and then some more sea bills and some more salvage shares. Just one of us right now. We have no pilots in our company besides us. And we're hot to drop.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors open. Stand clear.
And it looks like it's a war zone out there already.
I'm picking up one friendly, just ahead of your current position. Unidentified enemy units engaging.
Let's see if we can save this guy. I think he might be scripted to die.
Critical damage, and I'm under assault by Raider forces. Please, I need backup. Don't worry, I'll drive these raiders back. Keep out of sight and hunker down.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
If I can keep this guy in the blackjack alive, he's going to be a huge help with those guns.
Target acquired.
feel like it would be a waste to use autocannon ammo on him. Okay, what was even firing at that guy? I think he's scripted to die.
Good work. Proceed to the dig
I wasted good armor on him for
site
nothing.
to another attack wave.
That's annoying.
Target acquired.
Roger that. On the move.
Another friendly under attack, Commander. Straight ahead.
Maybe we can keep this guy alive. Lieutenant Leon Freeman.
I could use the help.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
If I can just keep these guys at range and get them that way, I'm perfectly happy doing that.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And I think there's another one up on that ridge.
Target acquired.
Scorpion light tank.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
I have to lead my shots a bit at this sort of range.
It's a hell of a lot easier clearing these bastards out with some help, Commander. Spears send you?
Yeah.
Yeah, said you guys needed some reinforcements.
That's an understatement. My entire lance was wiped out.
He
They
sounds
came down on us like a ton of bricks, out of nowhere.
pretty
Wave after wave.
pretty chipper
Been
for a
holding
guy
on
whose
as
whole
best
lance
I
got
can,
wiped.
but I don't think I could have held out much longer.
Well, we're here now, and we've got your back.
I appreciate that. Seriously. Can't tell you how good it is to see some friendly faces.
We still need to protect this site.
Copy that, but they'll be coming back soon enough. Like I said, they attack in waves, and they haven't shown any signs of letting up.
I saw some defensive turrets. Those should help.
Yeah, I set them up when they started digging. There's a turret generator close by, up on the hill. It cycled off after the third or fourth wave hit us.
Where's
It's
that
still up at the
turret
moment.
generator?
You want to try cycling it back on? I'll watch your 6.
Oh, I think that's it.
Sure thing.
Do you have to pay your reinforcements? Occasionally.
Hostile contacts. Inbound.
Looks like a mix of airborne and enemy armor, Commander. Turrets are now
Right.
online and active,
That
Commander.
generator's online. That should help draw a little bit of fire.
Acquired.
And those VTOLs are going to be a priority.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Try to get some non-line of sight shots off on these. Nah. No dice.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Shot was no good. Close, but no good. Yeah, they are hard to hit. He's just outside of my laser range too, so it's pretty hard to get hits off on that.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
But actually, on what you commented earlier, I am the reinforcements, and I am getting paid.
Target acquired.
Push him back.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Scorpion light tank less than 100 meters away. I'm just gonna try rolling over that light tank.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
How the heck did I not stomp on that thing?
Target
Stay on him.
acquired. Target destroyed.
See, there was one SRM carrier.
Nice shooting. There's a repair bay we can use. First, you need to cycle on the second turret generator.
There's a second one?
I'm on it.
Multiple hostiles converging on your location, Commander.
Where's the second
I'm
one?
picking up 10, 12 bogies this time.
I told you, these guys never quit. Keep up the pressure.
Ah, it's the opposite direction. Well, that's annoying. Did I get stuck? Ugh.
Target acquired. Target acquired.
I will avenge my lance mates.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Oof, okay. Actually made decent work of those.
Target acquired.
See some Scorps, some SRMs, and some SRMs. And the SRM launchers are the only ones that I actually have concerns about. Just because they do have the ability to do some significant damage at close range. Alright, let's
Target
see.
acquired.
Okay, I'm at about slightly below half capacity for the rocket launchers.
I swear, these Star League ruins bring nothing but trouble.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Dispatch him. And then, ugh, another VTOL swarm. You kidding me?
Target acquired.
For all we know, we're all just fighting over some random forgotten city collapsed hundreds of years ago in the early succession wars.
Oh my, Jesus. Missile hits are scary, dude.
Acquired. Target destroyed.
Even in the unlikely event that they do find a data core, all I'll put C-bills down that it's either destroyed, corrupted, or heavily encrypted.
Target destroyed.
Okay, looks like I'm in striking distance of those tanks.
Target acquired.
See if I can get up on this small hill here and get a better firing position. Half ammo on my autocannon. And none of those hit.
Target acquired.
There's another Scorpion light tank.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
So I think I might have a few more targets back here.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Sent his turret flying.
Target acquired.
Enemy dropship approaching, Commander.
Alright, now that that enemy dropship is coming in,
Circumventively claimed this site.
and I'm going to actually
There's no shame in admitting defeat, my friend.
use the repair bay.
And we'll spare your lives. You've been warned. Fight us and die.
Let's see.
Son of a bitch.
Being attacked by a guy whose name is Iago Herrera.
The harder they fall. Let's go get them.
Offline.
Do a quick repair. Alright, and we're fresh, good to go. Let's see, what is this? A griffin and an assassin. Alright.
Home base. Hostile units spotted. Moving to attack.
Let's help this guy out with the griffin. Decently armored, decently mobile mech with some decent damage potential. Let's see if I can, yeah, go for his head though.
Target acquired.
Yeah, let's not try to get too flanked by this griffin here. That was pretty sweet myself, if I do say so. See, there's that assassin up there. Assassin is the mech. It's what I would describe as a light medium.
Target acquired.
And you know what, let's close distance. Get hands on. Almost destroyed one of his legs. Did destroy one of his legs. He is not getting away from this. You know what, let's just remove his pilot. I'd like to try to salvage some of the mech if I can. There we go.
Hell of a job.
Cord him.
Spears will be impressed, as he should be. A new Merc outfit is already on its way to secure the site. Hang tight for now. I'm coming to pick you up.
Copy that.
Hey, Commander. Just wanted to say thanks for the rescue. Things were getting pretty grim before you showed up. I lost some good friends today. Good pilots.
This guy's friends just died, and now we're gonna offer him a job.
Captain. I appreciate it.
I just wish he wasn't kind of a shitty mech.
Glad we were able to help.
Not a fan of the
Wish
Jenner.
we'd gotten here sooner.
Me too.
You know, we could always use another pilot. One with your skills, he'd come in awful handy. What do you think?
After today, hell, it'd be an honor to serve with you, Commander.
Then consider it done. Welcome aboard.
And we've reached Rep Rank 3. Got a Jenner, 500,000 C-bills, and 50 reputation points. Let's see, that Griffin is 16. And I could grab a bunch of AC-5, rapid fire, arm 10s, salvage for the assassin, then I'll take more of the AC-5s because those are going to be good to sell. Get some more levels. That's a him, that's Leon. That's him. He's looking kind of rough. Speak to Rihanna, blah blah. Run up the stairs.
Hi, Commander.
Alright, an objective achieved. Under siege. Take contracts and expand your company. And this is where the real game begins. Couple of transmissions. Hey kid, hold your old man biting the big one. Tough break is one of the good ones. Rihanna reached out and said you were stepping up. Good luck with you. Wish you the best. Wanted to reach out and chat. Old Nick knew better than most that the inner sphere can be a harsh place. There's also a lot of need for our services. Outside what this comm stooges over the Merc review board will put out to one of their contracts. Not everyone can afford to charter a certified MRB contract. There's a lot of work out there on the periphery. Thing in these places don't just let anyone in. You have to have some reps, build yourself up, show you can get the job done. So we've got to reach level 4, accept that. Co-op is available. And attack the mercenary base to steal some supplies. Star map is where a whole lot of the game is too. Let's see. That Jenner's in good condition. My Centurion needs supply or repairs. Let's see. Yeah. Now, what would a repair run us? 9,000 extra creds and 7 extra days. It's honestly not worth making the jump to repair that. So, let's head over to... Let's see, Interstellar Expeditions against Independence. What I will do though is I only have 2.5 mil creds, but I'd like to pick up another pilot at least. It's going to be more expensive, but I really should get another pilot. Hire a pilot. Let's see. Lieutenant Reese is the best pilot that they've got at this outpost.
I will be waiting in the ready room, Commander. My battle skills are at your disposal,
So
Commander.
we'll hire them. Let's see what's on the mech market just out of curiosity. Vulcan, Alokas, 11 million, what the hell? And a cicada. Kind of a garbage mech in my opinion. 11 million for a locust. That can't be right. So now I'll travel back to Pascagoula. We have an assassination contract. Leaving Haynesville. Jumping to Pascagoula. Check our contracts. I do not have the mechs to do multiple mission ops. So we're just going to do this campaign mission. Merc Company has left its repair depot undermanned while they prepare to leave. There's minimal presence around the garage where valuable components, possibly a mech under repair, might be found. Take out their head of security, and then the remaining outfit is bound to withdraw, which will give you full run on the depot. Difficulty 7, 3 negotiation points will take some damage coverage. If we only get 1 salvage share, 1 C-bill payout, call it that. 145 tons. We'll take the Centurion, because I like it. Let's see, Lieutenant Freeman, and then Lieutenant Reese. Getting the Jenner. Getting the Javelin. It's not much, but hopefully it's enough to get this taken care of.
Okay, Commander. The only thing standing between us and this company's supplies is their leader, Anders Willman.
So we just have to murder their head of security.
Willman's forces have mostly fled the area, but you should still expect some resistance.
Let's see, and then I have some extra vision modes as well. Control N. Looks like it's giving me some sort of thermal. I like that. Oh yeah, that's thermals.
Target acquired.
Copy, Commander.
Order the Lance to target that.
Target destroyed.
There should be a pass up ahead. That'll take me right where I need to go in. Okay, so that was infrared. This is heat vision. I'm not sure what the difference is, just got extra scan lines in the cockpit. This is night vision, standard night vision. Gosh, okay, I'm trying to cycle back to...
I don't know what you're doing here, but we picked up and shipped out most of our goods. If you're looking to raid us, you Going to be sorely disappointed. But if you're looking to die, you have come to select peace.
Alright, let's see. Which one of these is Anders Willman? Is it that, Irby? Oh, okay, that thing's rocking an AC-20. That's, terrifying. So he's in the blackjack.
We've got your target, Commander.
And let's see if we can slide down without breaking my legs. There we go. Order my whole lance to fire on that. The blackjack has very poor armor from the rear, so if we can flank it, we're at golden.
Alright, Willman is out of the picture. And we'll
Here we
be able
go.
to get ourselves some of his much needed resources. And hey, the inner sphere is a better place without him.
Doesn't look like we took too much damage.
Commander. Let's get you out of here now.
No need to waste any more ammunition. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my headset. That's contract closed. Still can't afford that blackjack with only 6 salvage points. But I can grab the rest of this junk. Total damage is 52,000. Okay, we got a locust. 2 medium lasers, 2 class 2 medium lasers, 70 rep, and 78,000 C-bills. Alright, let's jump to Colia. And then I'll start running some ops with that out of there. Let's see, equipment. I've got some I want to sell. Bunch of those AC5s. Keep one in reserve. Those LRM10s. Sell those. Keep the PPC. Sell that. All weapons and all equipment. Really no point selling equipment, it's always useful to have. See if there's anything I want to purchase over here. SRM6 Inferno. Those do heat damage. And I only have 2.9 mil in funds at the moment. What's on the mech market? Cicada Javelin. That Shadowhawk? That would be pretty good to get. It's a relatively cheap common mech to maintain. Shadowhawk would be worth picking up if I could afford it. Talking about affording things. Let's see. So that's Centurion. I can upgrade these 2 lasers here. Repair all. Now if I drop a ton of ammo, I can add a ton of armor. Sweet. That's gonna help in the long run, I think. And the Jenner. Repair everything there. Just a bunch of medium lasers. Just out of curiosity. These medium lasers each weigh 1 ton. Okay, could fit a PPC there, but it is not designed to take anything that heavily, or that heavy. Slap those lasers back. An engine core 245. Pretty big engine. Well, really standard. Standard engine core 245. I could drop 2 of these jump jets. Slap on another ton of armor. Wait, isn't this supposed to have ammo for the SRM? Okay, it's in the center torso. It's a relatively, yeah, that adds about 30 points of armor. Alright, that's pretty good trade, I think. And that Locust. Let's see, 2 medium lasers, 1 machine gun, 1 machine gun. How much is it? AC 8 weigh 8 tons. Yeah. The AC5, not AC8. Some heat sinks, some machine gun ammo. Not really too much else here, it's just a very light, very fast scout mech. And I need a pilot for this thing. Let's see, Lieutenant Snow. It's got the highest current, highest potential skill level.
Let's get a move on. Time is money and we're wasting both.
Right. And then star map. And we have a few more things to run. Let's see. 145. Diff 11. I don't want to take any jobs against independents, because if you take jobs, if you have a negative relationship with independent systems, well, it's not great, because you can always encounter independent jobs no matter where you are in the galaxy. So it's useful to have them as sort of a fallback plan. Independence against House Kurita? Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. Costs 150,000 credits just to jump there. So there's a lot to think about in cost management. And I would Plier, World's Alliance, and then I would take that against House Kurita. 1 pop for damage coverages, 2 pops for actually 3 pops for salvage. Maybe we can grab a
Extreme
mech.
weather warning is in effect, Commander. You'll have limited visibility out there and have to contend with sensor malfunctions.
And then put that locust, give that to snow. 10 tons underweight, but it's something at least. And at least now we have a full lance.
We have to help the remaining Allied forces, Commander. They're on their last stand. Let's get to the forward operating base. Looks like we found the place, Commander.
Welcome to our abode, Commander. Years of blood, sweat, and tears went into this place, and we aren't about to let no one tear that away from us. You're our only line of
VTOL's
defense
inbound.
against these behemoths. We're counting on you. Don't let us down.
Hostile forces just crossed the perimeter, Commander. They're heading your way.
Enemies headed our way. It's showtime.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
So we've got some targets here, and we have 9 targets in total to kill in order to successfully protect this garrison. But I do think this is the last mission I'm going to be running for the night, just because it is starting to get a little long, and I would like a little bit of a, this quiet time. But we'll finish this one out and do some post-mission debrief too. I want to thank anybody who joined in the stream as well, commented, had good amount of fun today.
Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing
Alright.
multiple hostiles
It's
incoming
3 out
from
of
your
9.
position.
Let's see. Phoenix Hawk, that's actually, if we can grab that, that would be great. And honestly, I'm going to try wrecking the thing, so if we can salvage it, it's going to be worth less and easier to pick up. I'm going to try to avoid destroying the center torso, just so that I can actually salvage the darn thing. There we go. That should show up in the salvage list.
Bringing in additional reinforcements. Brace yourselves.
Let's see, a Panther and a Vulcan. Panther would also be pretty happy mech. I'd be a pretty happy camper if I could pick that up, because it's also pretty good light mech. Not heavy, but quite versatile. I do not remember that thing getting burst cannons. Took his pilot out. And let's see if I can pop his head off. Is that a PPCX? Gosh, yeah, I gotta keep my distance. That thing is terrifying.
Target destroyed.
Damn, too trigger happy. My gear is about to explode.
I didn't think I hit that thing that hard. Javelin's another easy kill. And he should be the last enemy for this mission, if I recall. Gotta be careful not to miss this close range to all of the infrastructure I'm supposed to be protecting here. I say as I miss. Looks like they cored him. Good stuff, 93% on the garrison, so we protected it remarkably well. Not bad. Almost reached level 4. About 100,000 rep. I can't pick up that Phoenix Hawk, even though I turned that thing into like, jeez. Oh, that's disheartening. I like crunched that thing. Ooh, I can pick up an appreciable amount of Panther salvage though. If I get 1 salvage for every 5 tons of the mech. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, that's enough salvage to build a new one. And then for 8, I can grab a... Honestly, that Javelin, well, I'm not the biggest fan of these things. Buff. 2 SRM6s. That's pretty respectable damage for a light mech. Then we'll pick up this AC2 burst. No, I can't pick up the AC2. Pick up this SRM, because it's worth something. Actually, AC2 ammo. I don't have any of that yet. Alright. Jeez. Reese picked up 2 mech kills. Total kills 3, 3, 2. And Snow did nothing, but also the Locust does very little damage. Let's see, salvage assembly, ready to assemble. Cost $1 mil to put together, but very much worth it, I think. And that's the 10p. Ooh. That is a cool one. So it's got 2, let's see, 2 medium or small gun slots, an SRM. Okay. Yeah. I quite like how this one looks. Well, it's been a lot of fun putting on this show for y'all. Hopefully I can do it again soon and we can get back to some more Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries. And we're on Latexo. Alright. Good night, good evening, and good morning to wherever or whenever you are. Y'all take care.